Friends, we just learned that how the governance transfer into the e-governance in higher education institute. Nowadays, the governance is the most important part in the higher education institute, and we learn the transformation of governance into the e-governance in higher education institute. When we see all the transformation from one angle to another angle, we also observe some best example or best practices from Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. How this university is also transformed from governance to e-governance. When we account all the discussion, we should be remember one thing, there are some challenges, there are some reasons when implementing governance or e-governance in higher education institute. So, now we discuss that what kind of challenges, what kind of reasons while we implementing governance or e-governance in higher education institute. Remember one thing, that e-governance are not only technology issue, but organizational issues also. There are three major powers to implement e-governance in higher education institute. What are the three major powers? First, political, positional and professional. These three powers are the main drivers in e-governance for implementing good governance in higher education institute. There are some reasons, there are some problems of failure e-governance in government and higher education institute. What are the reasons? Now we see the reasons. First, believing in magic. Sometimes higher authority are thinking that e-governance is just like a magic and people are believing in that magic. This is the basic reason to failure of the e-governance. So, it is not a magic, it is the effort and it is the procedure to implement properly e-governance in higher education institute. Second thing, changing requirements during the development. While the development is going on in higher education institute, there are some requirements and those requirements are very important for change the system. And if we are not able to proper do all the requirements, we will maybe failure in e-governance. Another reason, that poor quality, work due non-alignment between the back office and front office. So, it should be aligned between the back office and front office. Inappropriate staff. When we have a policy of e-governance, we have to proper appropriate staff to implement e-governance in higher education institute. There were sometimes we oftenly found that unrealistic schedules. These unrealistic schedules may be the main reason to failure the e-governance system in higher education. And there is one another issue, that we can say no proper mechanism to measure performance to ensure the sustainability in the IT. So, we have to be focused the proper mechanism. There are another reasons, for example, procedural loop, big bang approach, and most important thing, most valuable thing, most high reason is that misunderstanding e-governance in higher education institute. We have some misunderstanding about the e-governance in higher education institute, and this misunderstanding leads to fail the e-governance system. Because of this all various reasons, we face some following challenges. What are the challenges we face while we implementing e-governance in higher education institute? Lack of realistic needs analysis. Generally, we could not analyze the proper needs, proper action, and that is why we are unable to start the e-governance in higher education institute. So, we should be realistic according to the needs. Second thing, lack of inter and intra-departmental collaboration for horizontal and vertical information sharing. So, this is another important thing. For example, we already explained that the proper communication between one department to another department. That is why same thing is that we have to good collaboration from all the departments at one time. lack of legal knowledge, for example rules and proper procedure. Sometimes higher education institute took the decision to implement the e-governance in their institute, but they should be know about the legal knowledge about the implementation e-governance in higher education institute. So, lack of legal knowledge is a basic and big challenge in front of us. Lack of optimal utilization of infrastructure. Generally, new institute, those are born very initial stage, they are eager to implement the e-governance at the initial stage. At that time they realize that they have a proper infrastructure to utilize all the e-governance system in their higher education area. So, lack of optimal utilization of infrastructure. So, if we have a different kind of infrastructure, we have to use all infrastructure according to their needs. Lack of sustainability in new changes. Technology is the always changing day by day. So, when the new changes in coming in the system, we have to change according to the different changes. So, sustainability according to the new changes, it is a very good coordination between the sustainability and new changes. If we are not able to do all these things, then we will face the big challenge. Next thing is that lack of IT literacy. Sometime already we explained that lack of IT literacy is that the proper staff is not available and they haven't a proper knowledge about the IT for implementing e-governance in the higher education system. Fear to digital device. So, when we see all these challenges are the basic problems to implementing the e-governance in higher education system. At the same time, when we are thinking about the challenges, there at the same time we are facing some emerging challenges to implement e-governance system in higher education. What are the emerging challenges? First, how anticipate emergence of new technology and respond them quickly. This is very important thing to implementing the new knowledge, at the same time our response should be implemented at the same time. So, the coordination of the new technology and quick action should be go in hand. Then we can say the proper e-governance system will be implemented. Knowledge management. When the new technology new technology comes in the higher education system, that time we have to manage our own knowledge with the new technology. Appropriate search capabilities. This is a very important emerging challenges. So, we have to see the capabilities person in the system. In the next, the emerging challenges, we see the design of semantic website for improve the higher education institute information access. If we remember the maturity model, we can understand the information stage is important here in the e-governance system. So, our website should be able to give the all information to the stakeholders. We have to focus another major emerging challenge is that monitoring of investment in e-governance. Electronic customer, this is the big challenge. Our higher education institute is growing in the day by day and we have the electronic customer like our online students. All our online students are our electronic customer and we have to good relationship with them. So, our management, our higher education system management and our electronic customer, they have to some good collaboration or good communication in with the help of e-governance. How to meet the requirements of old acts in new technology area. After long discussion, we see the list of challenges and emerging issue in the field of technology area, then we can realize that what is the major problem to implementing the e-governance in the higher education is that conflict between the demand and supply. If we remember that we have two type of the stakeholders. One stakeholder is that demand side stakeholders and second is that supply side stakeholders. The demand side stakeholders and the supply side stakeholders, when there will be conflict between these both angle, then we will be not able to implement our e-governance system in higher education. So, reducing the conflict between the demand and supply, we have to develop the proper interaction and communication between the demand side stakeholder and supply side stakeholders. Who are the demand side stakeholders? Basically our students. Our students are important part in the higher education system. They have a different demand to every day. They have a different challenges, that is why they want to some different knowledge from our higher education institute. So, our supplied side stakeholders, those are our teachers and higher authority, they should be able to give all kind of the support to the demand side suppliers. So, students get the information from the supplied side, then they will be happy and our e-governance will be implementing properly to achieve this demand side and supplied side stakeholders. For that purpose, we have to bring into line all departments and learning community on one e-platform. So, reducing all the challenges, facing all the challenges, reducing all the problems, we have to think about the roadmap to meet the e-governance goal. We have to think about the roadmap. What should be our roadmap to achieve all the answer of these questions? What are the major questions to achieve the roadmap and achieve our action or goal? If we have see the listed some questions, for example, why e-governance is needed, then we will get the answer from the Indian government policy. The government policy clearly mentioned that we have to transfer our governance into the e-governance. In the point of view of higher education institute, we have to see the, we have to develop the vision document for the e-governance. Then the next question is that what to e-govern? Then we have to take the answer from this question, that we have to start it, develop the different strategies for the achieve the e-governance. How we started these strategies and develop the strategies to achieve? We have to proper plan. So, after developing all the strategies, we have to implementation plan. According to the strategies, we can develop your plan. Who should do it then? Once we decided all vision, different strategies, proper action plan, but who will drive all this plan? So, only the teacher. We are the teacher of in higher education institute. We can develop, we can carry the plan according to our planning strategies. So, once we think we are the person to carry this e-governance platform, so we have to develop our capacity in the field of technology. So, capacity building program should be implemented to develop our all the teachers. We need to identify the different areas, and according to we can develop the capacity building. Once we can identify the area, then according to the priorities we can set the goals. In the roadmap, once we have to identify the different priorities, we can easily develop the capacity building program for the achieving e-governance goal. So, this roadmap is able to find that what is our next program. Once the roadmap is completed, we can identify the different stages to implement e-governance in higher education system.